my best skills from Vayner.
Marketing for the Now is the most contemporary show about what's actually happening. Marketing is going through one of its biggest transformations ever, where this thing controls the game. And there's so many things we pay attention to, but we get to talk to the brightest and best minds in marketing on Marketing for the Now.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Marketing for the Now, live from Mexico City. I am here today with
Cynthia, Aguilar,
Montero, Avalos,
Immasoul,
Rayben, Sophia, Altholz, who is actually a Vayner alumni and now very successful businesswoman here in Mexico City. Sophia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am originally from New York City. I've been living in Mexico City for the last 4 years, going on 5. I worked at VaynerMedia as an art director on JP Morgan in 2017 when I had finished college. And now I'm a sneaker artist, and I have the very first and coolest sneaker personalization studio here in Mexico City.
And what is that called?
It is called Fuega Lab. Fuega, most of you probably know Fuego is fire, so I wanted to create a play on words and create female fire. I think as I've been a sneaker artist now for the last 7-8 years, I felt that being a female in the sneaker and custom sneaker space, there wasn't a lot of females kind of killing it in the space. I felt it was a more kind of boys club, more very manly energy in there. So I wanted to create a sneaker environment and creation studio that very much caters to the female gaze, but even more so just creation and the female energy as a whole.
Okay, but it's not just the sneakers and it's not just the studio. I believe you were just featured on Shark Tank here, so you're also an entrepreneur in other dimensions. Can you tell us a little bit about that journey from sort of art director to artist to entrepreneur?
Absolutely. So, I think studying art, I went to prep and I studied digital art and interactive media and some philosophy or whatever. And I always was really good at drawing and making things with my hands.
Doodling, some great doodles I've seen.
Doodling, yeah. So we did some doodling projects at Aguilar. I loved it. And I really felt that no one taught me how to be a business person with these abilities, and I was always struggling between my inner artist and my inner businesswoman. I was always focused on kind of connecting the two, and I wasn't sure how, right? So I was always kind of doing this sneaker thing as a side hustle, making these custom sneakers for food festival, for influencer packages, for
a number of celebrities.
J Balvin, Danny Ocean, Martha Stewart, Rachel Ray, and more. But I was like, I'm putting so much effort and labor into these one sneakers, but there's only so much that someone's willing to invest in a pair of custom sneakers. So how can I really expand this to make something that's more community oriented, that's maybe scalable, that's more pragmatic in being able to create real revenue and sales, but on, a larger trajectory. So I created Fuega because I made myself a sneaker customization workshop party a year and a half ago for my birthday. And I'm really good at pitch decks and
As an agency skill,
I know how it goes. I learned my best skills from Vayner.
Yes.
And
we gotta clip that. I learned my best skills from Vayner.
And I put together this pitch deck, and it was basically hey brands, I'm important, sponsor me, give me your money, give me your sneakers, and we're gonna make a really cool event. So I ended up getting Puma to sponsor me, as well as Sharpie and Stella Artois. And I had some friend DJs kind of play this warehouse event, and it was so successful. It was 300 people that came and were painting on their sneakers and creating these beautiful creations in a party kind of group community setting. And after the party, I made this beautiful content package, as we do. Video, photo, a whole reels, 15-second, horizontal, vertical. And I got a lot of attention.
And it just took off from there.
And it just took off from there. So the Super Bowl called me and they were like, hey, Sophia, we want to do a commercial with you. And I was like, what? And then I had a brand in Mexico call me. And
but you were like, let me check my schedule. It's quite important.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to see if I'm available. The truth is that I didn't get it.
Okay.
I didn't get it. There was some production things
Their
that
loss.
happened. Their loss. And I had a brand reach out. They wanted to sign with me to represent me as a sneaker artist and a creator. And then I realized that there is such a niche and kind of growing demand, especially post-pandemic, of unique experiences that are actually cool and that aren't just maybe a museum where you take a cool photo and then you're out, you know?
Yeah, and you know what I love about this story is how social really compelled him to launch this business and scale this business. At Vayner, we have a big philosophy around events for content. Even this, we're filming, right? We're having a party here today. Gary's here. We're filming this. We're maximizing. Because I think people are creating events and experiences, and then people want to also see those, right? Because you can have 300 people at your party, but you can have 3 million people see the coolness of Fuega, and tying that to Stella, and tying that to Puma, and tying that to Sharpie in a really unique way. I think social allows you to explode that relevance and explode that reach beyond the 300 people who got to like really enjoy it.
Absolutely. And I think there's 2 things that I learned, and I'm going to repeat you. So one is the social media. Social media is something that is, to me, social media means accessibility. So it's literally like you could create a concept or a brand or a product or a service, and if you kind of encapsulate it in the right way on social, it gets to the right people. Whereas before, we weren't ever able to do that. So right now, what I'm focusing on with my brand is...
This is critical for entrepreneurs though. Like,
Yeah.
It costs you 0. Obviously, it's your talent and your time, but it costs you 0 to create something that could reach millions of people and catch the eyes of brands, catch the eyes of consumers.
Absolutely, and I think so far, the total, I have only invested like 15,000 pesos in like paid Instagrams and posting of some TikToks and some Facebook pixel ads. And we have generated from that a tremendous amount, like in the millions.
Yours is in earned media though, right? I
Yeah.
see you posting about your events. I see other people posting about them. They have an amazing time, and your studio itself is really designed to sort of capture attention on social, right? It's,
Yes.
you know, it has the iconic color, which I believe
Yes.
is a limon. How would you
It's
describe
limon. It's a limon fosforescente.
it? Okay.
I
Neon
call it-
green.
or like a Balenciaga.
Okay.
neon.
I see.
The reason I chose that color, I mean, obviously because it's super flashy and it calls for attention, but to me, it's high fashion and sporty, and it's neither a man nor a woman. It's kind of this
Gender neutral, very 2024.
exactly gender neutral, sporty but fun, energetic, and I don't know. I mean, I've always loved that color, to be honest. But yeah, I think utilizing user-generated content is critical because there's an authenticity to that. 1, 2, there's earned media, you just said, right? So like creating your own kind of content and having, my staff know how to always be taking photos, videos, reels. And what I'm doing now is I'm focusing on very young talent who's working with me and chopping up and making media and content from everything that we have all the time and kind of just like riding that algorithm. That it's been working. It's insane. I cannot believe how well it's working. I'm realizing the power it has.
Always be creating. So you are
Always.
living a testament to how to day trade attention. And thank you so much for taking the
Yeah.
time to chat. And
Of course.
so incredibly inspired and proud of your entrepreneurial journey.
Me too.
Go check out Fuega Labs.
Thank you so much for joining us here today. Thank you for inviting me. We are so thrilled to have you on Marketing for the Now, Mexico edition, where you're live from the office, a place where you have been a couple of times, but today the energy feels different. What do you think, Liz?
Yeah, I see everything very, very organized, very cool. The office looks great. Like, I'm very, very happy to be here.
Okay, so Sid, we're very happy to have you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your role, and the cool things you're up to today?
Yeah, I'm Cynthia Aguilar. I'm based in Mexico City, and I'm responsible for brand in Latin America, also content and product operations
For what brand?
for Visa.
Yeah, Stain is a fantastic partner to Vayner, and what I really love about your role is that you're able to do things across the region, though, right? It's not just Mexico.
Yeah. I'm kind of like the link between the global brand team and the region. So I'm facilitating always, how they can integrate the old learnings that we have in the global point of view, but also to make sure that we have a unified voice, our unified brand positioning, that we see, equally as brand across the target. So that is basically my role. And understand, best practices, so they can make things that work well in the markets that they
Absolutely, because there's the global, then there's the regional, then there's the local, and it all has to work in culture, right? And especially for a big brand like Visa, there's so much going on, from Olympics to local campaigns to promotions to partnerships to banks. There's a lot to integrate.
Yeah.
How long have you been there?
10 years.
Okay, 1 year legit.
Yeah, 10 years. I started at Visa Mexico as the digital lead. And then I started learning about brand building. So then I became like the responsible of brand and digital Mexico. And then they offered me the opportunity to be the leader of brands in 1 year.
And how have you seen the digital landscape evolve in Mexico, not to terms of people?
Wow. I mean, actually, I started my career in digital.
Me too.
Yeah. In digital, I was part of one of the first digital agencies in Mexico. So I've been in a lot of stages of digital marketing, and I see now how social, for example, has become not only like an important media channel, but also a space where culture happening, right? So I went to a concert with my kids of some YouTubers.
Yeah,
So, and all of these kids, they became famous too. But the stadium was filled of all these young people, and that's something that amazed me, because in the past, like all of the stars were born in television, and now everything is still there, right? So. And I think that my asset for everything are my kids.
Yeah.
Because they are always in the platforms that they show the trends, and they show the language about certain platforms. So for me, I think that seeing how culture is rooted in social is something that probably is.
There's a lot to unpack there, right? When you're double time with the talent angle, because you just mentioned that you went to this concert of YouTubers, right? And I see stars born every day on TikTok, right? Yeah, like it's not just the people born in television. It's not just the Hollywood stars, the stars of the telenovela. It's now, anyone who has a phone and can create that connection with their audience.
Yeah, it's a real democratization,
It could be anyone.
It could be anyone.
It could be someone beautiful, or someone who has a great voice, or someone who's hilarious.
Yeah.
There's all these different sort of niches and subgroups. And how do you then think about your talent strategy? Because you all work with some of the biggest stars in the world, but you also work with influencers and creators.
I think that influencers are going to come like with non-anti, but also like part of an integral marketing mix for brand, right? I think that creators and influencers help in brands to connect more authentically with the audiences. They know the audiences, they're constant, creating content and understanding what people is talking about. They understand the trends. So they work as a connection between the brands and the audiences, so we can deliver our messages in a very elegant way, and also their endorsement is very, very healthy. So,
of course, it drives relevance, right?
The brand is relevant, yeah. And it's also very important that we as a brands, we understand which are the influencers that connect better to our purpose, to our values, to our brand voice. So every time that you make something that are very exhausted, which friend,
and it's be true to these.
It's true to Visa, true to their audiences, so everything works holistically.
In harmony.
Yeah.
And, if you think back to 10 years ago, and what were the platforms that were popular then? What are the platforms that you see as very popular now?
Well, 10 years ago, there was no TikTok. I know was no TikTok, but I mean, Facebook was already huge. And I remember that all brands were getting crazy, getting followers.
Yes.
So you were paying for followers. Everyone was paying for followers. And it was like a contest of who was making more followers. And now it's something completely different, right?
I think that KPI has shifted because we were on that side of okay, we need to get 1 million followers at this point. There's 7 million in this market. And there was even ad campaigns we would do that were specifically to followers, because the way that the algorithm worked then is the more followers you had, the more you saw it. And then that totally changed. Now, the amount of followers you have, sure, it's always good to get more, but ultimately it's all the single piece of content can break through whether you have 2 followers or you need to have 2 million.
That's right, on see. Yeah, the algorithm favored good.
Exactly, the algorithm favored relevance. Cool. Secret right there. So, and if you think into the future a little bit, you also have a lot of big work coming up this summer, 2024, the Olympics. What are some of the things that you're looking forward to? Maybe testing new things or new initiatives that things are going to love?
Well, and we have a lot of projects, a lot of projects in place for Olympics. We are going to do some cool and really costly, the cool things.
She's not giving away anything.
No, we're going to do a lot of really cool things in Paris. We're going to test a lot of things and then scale, So we are always looking for innovation to see which things work, how we can try these things, and then we can scale all of those learnings over markets across the world. So yeah, all of them is
amazing. Oh, we can't wait to be a part of them. We can't wait to see them. Follow along for all of the different visa handles to see all the cool things that are happening this summer with the Olympics and beyond. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you, very.
Impromptu interviews are always the best ones. Thank you for being open today.
Thank you. Let's see.
Let's have some fun. Okay, let's start off by introducing yourself. Can you tell our audience marketing for the now a little bit about you, a little bit about what you do?
I'm Head Montero. I'm from the PepsiCo marketing team, specifically for Gamesa, the brand here in Mexico. And I am digital marketing for digital marketing, and I am leading the for Joy. That is our presidency as likely the word PepsiCo strategy.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about Foods for Joy.
Food for Joy that we are looking at increasing our consumer social with our brands, not seeing our brands. With the whole class ingredient in our deal, so you can have an ice cream. I know it's some delicious food with holiday. And we are driving with our content, and of course we are loving our homes.
Amazing. And PepsiCo is one of these so many iconic brands, and Food for Joy is the only way that you can encourage people to increase sort of occasion consumption, that you can encourage people to find joy in some of your delicious products. Tell us a little about how social plays a role in it.
Social is key because
social is key.
We are addressing the Gen Zers. We are addressing this 40 generation ethnic in social to get inspired, revolutionary. So we need to get where they are. So our company is fully social and we're not social. And the thing is striving, we're not trying to run point of view, well, the kills within the platform that they are huge. So, good morning.
Okay, so what are streaming platforms that you see really resonating with your Gen Zers or help people to hear you?
Then we go TikTok. TikTok is the first one. YouTube, especially the shorts. It's fast. This fast with videos. And of course, it's Instagram. These are the main ones. That we don't have building the creating video means.
How so delicious. And it talks a little bit about, what the opportunities that you see for Mexican marketers. Do you think everybody just kind of keeps the fact that social awareness, or do you still see a lot of focus on the TV ads, the print ads, looking out the window at a billboard? Do you think that everybody is to keep social first, or do you think it's a thing?
I think that most of the market apps in the following they think social first, and making their still need to build whatever to them.
Does their budget go social first?
The budget, in terms of Mexico, our budget just is going to social first.
Okay.
I think it's near 6% of why it's going social. But I think that we need to, we need to understand the difference between smart stars, branding, and the generation between the passion points with the design methods help. Just first thinking more social first, I think the nutritional relevance into the key indicators within this social, and not only think about quantity reach or maybe having more efficiency and anything more about how to write more attention, how to develop within the stuff.
I love that. So you're already thinking social first, but you're like, let's go a level deeper. The next step is really thinking about platforms and also about culture. Because that is how you earn attention. That is how you earn relevance. And it's different, right? It used to be a thing where if you had a lot of Facebook followers, you got a lot of reach. That's not how it works anymore.
That's not how it works anymore. I think it's really challenging for us as marketeers because we need to have like this really relevant insights that we can scale out with. Because, I don't know, we don't want recipes. So how do I address relevance without doing so many kinds of they just go out tell me that in this space where real thing everything to address out and nation there.
Amazing. I love that you're pushing us to go a level beyond just social first. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
And next up on Market Spin Out, we have Avalos, who is the marketing director for VIVO Mexico. So we just heard Gary's talk. Tell me a little bit about what you thought.
It's amazing to listen a lot of years of experience, his knowledge of the things he made to us, and to will think outside of the box. Not that it was super good.
I love it. I love it. Can you also tell us a little bit about yourself? You were representing an amazing breaker that is in hypergrowth.
Yes, well, I feel like the speakers at the smart season that it's usually the smart.
Okay.
I've been like 7 years in this kind of stuff. 5 years in writing is able 3 years. All these database equals years. It's the smartphone that they work that is growing and very fast. So it's apart. So I think it's for a commitment and it's always reaching such a thing. Yeah, also that they do that.
I love it. And in smartphone world, it drones and stats, fast, especially VIVO. I've run with them before. It is a massive company. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you balance best speed and agility in a market like LATAM?
We need to go as fast as everyone knows that the audience is like that. It's all as we to dive in very quick and to know how change the things that we build in class.
Right.
As we think of set up one step, it's sometimes only clear, maybe we shall hear it so you need to change it. It's as great as really calling it. I shall like somebody push out to them. It's a great thing for them. Give creative stuff for it so make no other.
Creative content is the most important thing. Clearly you just heard it, Gary V talk. You tell me about how you have been for creating that content because how you understand what the word for creating the content improvement.
It was very getting the party is specific. Okay, so the sitting to with these put non-global. So we think I'm going to be the limits for neighbor. Apologize. Never putting cards are so negative. What if that was something maybe was a big convict on business and make it so that I know things that they don't use for and like a secret into the things that you never didn't know for these that I'm curious about better. They go there. So they're not obviously in the line like we want to these things scroll us starts to do have any thought you really bring it.
What are the big things as a marketing leader on your mind today as you think about marketing strategy for this summer, for next year? Like, what are the big sort of concepts you're considering?
Well, we have about the entries very
like launches, product launches.
Yes, it's a remnant of the next level. Yeah, we do because we know about the trade rate now, and we have come up with the trade rate 6 months because everybody really changed. But at least we know that we really want to position different things. That's you. We learn from that the demand is going in some and people so and they that's right. So we really think not a team like them that we are actually going maybe create a specific that we need to get different.
I mean, it sounds like you all are very focused on sort of promoting product features while building up a where you get set.
It's all our trained to be here.
Amazing. Well, you're doing it very successfully. I've seen VIVO everywhere. Thank you, Judith, for taking this next step. I always love when we get top creators and artists join us at Marketing for the House. It's a huge event. We do a lot of marketing directors. It's fun to have a creator. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm really happy. be there.
It's nice to meet you in person because we got to work on a campaign 2 years ago.
Yes.
Okay, let's tell marketing for the now. 1, a little bit about you, and 2, about that campaign.
Yeah, well, I'm Immasoul, an R&B artist from Mexico.
An amazing R&B artist.
I was at the Budweiser global campaign they did with NFTs 2 years ago. I got the opportunity to be a lead on. Yeah, like honestly, I always see people that NFTs finance my career for like a year. So it was really good experience in general. I'm like, oh yeah.
Okay, so you're here in Mexico, you're able to go work at R&B, you're working with brands. How should brands be feeling about partnering with creators and musicians?
I feel like there's so many creators right now, and it's so easy to like find the center of like anything you physically need. Just Larry was saying in general that you can give a big message, but it will not always resonate with everyone. So I think that music is such a big factor for, like community what's going on.
It's culture. It's culture.
Yeah, so I feel I don't know, like brands should be always more, trying to keep up with times and energy. I feel like it's easier to make that way because it feels like the message can be more clear. Because, it's not like a super big artist that's telling you something. It's more like the person you see or like an artist. And so, yeah.
Okay, what's next for you? Are you going global? Are you doubling down on Mexico? Tell us a little bit more.
Well, I'm excited. So that's in the US. I'll be dropping an album this year. It's like first big album, and hopefully like first big break. And yeah, that's going on right now. I've been working a lot on it, and I feel like it's gonna have a lot of support from the platforms. Just like on September, that it was equal for Spotify, which is so big. And yeah, I feel like little by little I've been growing. Definitely started with on everything that happened. I think that was part of everything that's going on right now.
Well, I didn't say I knew you well. Immasoul, thank you so much for joining us at Marketing for the Apple. Yes, we're here live from the city. Obed, you have just helped us with something that's such a special initiative. We are so grateful to you, and you're such a talent. Can you tell Marketing for the Now a little bit about who you are and what you took it out together?
Yeah, my name is Sophia.
And I do feel like there is a soul of girls and me or the
Okay, tell the community a little bit about how the song came to be.
So my boy,
Or my boy.
but my shout out. Yeah.
Amazing. And for that remix, we had somebody special to rendition. So your promotion side, we had you launch this song in your early office, right? Was it yesterday? Oh, man. And then we have a special Mexico City remix, and we have this very special person come in and help us add a little bit of flavor. What I love about what show it is Rayben actually met with some of the team members and recorded things that they were talking about. I should know so much. And then you came back with our Cynthia. You talked about a month ago, and then you did a remix.
Yeah, but you should not really all that. Yeah, but there was a lot to say about. So yeah, he did. And we worked up to that. I think remix up to being thing. But I was in 1 minute. I'm like, yeah, it is here. So people tired of meeting makeup to record the stuff. We all because we need a song that we actually combine the so was you were told that colony cat found in bead up to the band over there. I mean, what's more still with Mexico?
The remix was a big thing. What I love about it is you actually recorded people from the team saying different things. I was like, Sophia and Theory was so nice. And I loved the movement, and I loved the remix to special
C'est Cynthia.
And thank you so much for staying tuned to our Immasoul this part of our meeting later and this platform. Mike Boyd is amazing at spotting future stars. As this happened a million times over, he always finds these people, God knows where. He introduces us and then they're to the next big date. So Avalos, Padilla, and Rayben are two amazing examples of that. We are so grateful to them for helping us grab who we are at Cynthia. Thank you.